Thank you so much for the time today. I got to start by asking, what's it like being part of a Blumhouse horror film? Because it seems like a really cool playground.
The one thing I can say about it is that it's always very unique, man, and it's very, very impressive every single time. They found a way to take smaller budgets and make these bigger pictures out of them. And that's not really something that you see too much. I mean, you either have like indie art house kind of stuff, or you've got these, major studio releases. And Blumhouse found a way to make that middle ground really viable. And being able to watch them and see how they do that, it's really impressive and it's really cool. And I feel like it's kind of the future of filmmaking.
Honestly, what he said, yeah, and what you said, like it definitely is like a playground, and Blumhouse definitely gives us the space as actors to have that kind of fun. But yeah, no, that's what Uriah said.
And I love that this film
we had a blast. We did have a blast. A ton of fun.
Well, I love that this film in particular too. I mean, there's a lot to it. These are juicy roles. How would you guys describe them?
It is a juicy role. That's definitely what attracted me to the role in the first place. I wanted something that was different and a little darker. It was just my character's very quiet and to himself. And he is very standoffish and protective of his autonomy. And he will do anything he can to protect himself and his friend, mostly himself, I'd say.
I learned a new word, autonomy. I would say what drew me to the role was, one, I'd always wanted to do a zombie movie. It's been on my bucket list since I was a kid. I loved zombie movies growing up. They were like one of my favorite genres. And I've always kind of played the nice guy. I've got a bit of a baby face. So, I'm normally that kind of like, oh, let's go skip over here type stuff. And, I like the opportunity as well to play something darker, something a little more, I guess, three-dimensional in the aspect of still being a human, but, letting all the problems show through and, the reality of that. And, also the progression of that and seeing where the character starts and where they grow to. Marcus gave us the opportunity to do that.
So I picked up on a few topics. I mean, certainly the whole idea of the people who beat up on each other, the whole that kind of topic. But there were so many little topics that I thought were there that the story touches on, but maybe doesn't, you don't know for sure if the story's saying that or not. How did you feel about that story aspect? Is it saying things that you think are important?
I think so. Yeah. It touches on, on bullying and, like the importance of being in a friend group. Also the importance of working together as a team, because obviously in high school, everyone forms their little cliques, but in moments that we see in the film, it's important to work together. And that's definitely some things that at least I took out of the script and watching the movie for myself.
I think you hit the nail on the head, especially with the bullying and kind of the working together and adapting to situations when you have to. Definitely don't use intravenous drugs. I would say that would be another one.
Right.
But
drug use.
I think Ben really nailed it on that.
Don't take things to the extreme. That's cool.
Take a breath, chill out, let some stuff go. Exactly. Release, in a healthy way. Don't bottle it all up, it all spills out and makes a mess all over the place.
One of the things that I thought it touches on is something we've seen in a few different movies, but this idea of kind of, toxic culture, I guess, toxic kind of mentalities. It's amazing to me I thought it has a really strong message about that. Is that something you guys saw as well, or is that, kind of
I guess
open to
that's part
interpretation?
of the growth, I mean, like you see these characters, like my character, for instance, he's this really arrogant, brash, cocky, just self-assured guy, and you find out that he's really not, and it's all just an act, and he's covering it up, and he's running from his past. And with Ben, you see his character is well, actually, Ben, I'll let you take your character because there's nobody.
No, I'm interested. I want to hear what you think.
Well, with Ben's character, he starts off as that quiet kid, and you think he's he's been a victim, he's been bullied, and you don't realize that it's building up all this just tension under the surface, and that it's going to allow it to implode and explode everywhere all over the the rest of the unsuspecting group.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Randall, he, instead of dealing with a toxic situation in a healthy way, like going to friends and family for help, he tries to deal with the toxic situation in a toxic way. And it kind of goes back to like the extremes thing, which definitely should be avoided.
The last thing I'll ask you both is, do you have a favorite scene that, not giving too much away, but something that really you felt gave you a lot to work with?
I would say my favorite scene was I forgot the room with the glass. You know what I'm talking about, Uriah?
Yeah, that was a cool one.
The pane glass room scene. That's my favorite scene. I don't want to give too much away, but yeah. Well, we're all together and dealing with this infection.
I gotta say that's my favorite one too. I think there was just so much that everyone put into that scene too. I mean, everybody's vibes was on the same level. Everybody had the same goal in their head. And we really just got to play around and explore some really dark shit. Can I cuss on this?
Oh, good.
Okay. All right, I'll try not to. We got to explore some really dark stuff. And that's one of the best parts of being an actor is you get to kind of step into these places where it normally wouldn't be okay to. And I don't know, just get kind of take a walk in someone else's shoes. And the effects, the stunts, I loved all of it. I'm really happy with how that came out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think specifically why I liked it is especially because of Uriah. I loved working with this guy, and he really fucking, pushes through and commits to that kind of shit. And it was just a pleasure seeing him in his zone, especially in that scene.
Man, you got to go say that in front of a mirror. He did the same thing, man. He's on it 100%. I mean, working with him, we're best friends, but I respect him so much as an actor, man. We really, really, really committed, and we had a fun time doing it, and that's not something you can normally have your cake and eat it too on.
Right.
Well, thank you guys so much for the time. It was awesome seeing you in this, and it was great chatting. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Andrew.
Appreciate you having us.